The history of the radio begins with the discovery of the electromagnetic waves and the invention of the telegraph. It marks the beginning of the communication without wire. In 1840, Samuel Morse patents the electronic telegraph and his assistant Alfred Vails invent the Morse code. In 1889, Nikola Tesla realizes the generator high frequencies and in 1893 experiments the first radio communication. At the same time, Alexander Popov discovers the antenna principle, which will permit radio contact on long distances, and in December 1901, the very first transatlantic radio transmission, made by Guglielmo Marconi, is received in Canada. Then, the invention knows commercial exploitation, and the radio becomes an unmissable tale for armies and a hobby in homes. The first radio spots, marketed spots, came into being in the large public on years 1920 to 1930, especially with the apparition of the radio tower Eiffel. The radio in the 50s is modernized, miniaturized, and become, from this point, what we know today as the modern radio.
We can consider Guglielmo Marconi as the true inventor of the radio. Italian inventor born in Bologna in 1874, and he used basic radio transmitters by connecting different inventions made before by Hertz, Brownlee, and Popov. After the very first transatlantic transmission in 1901, in 1909 he received the Nobel Physics Prize thanks to his work. He died on July 1937 in Roma.
The radio can make transmissions in distance thanks to electromagnetic waves. The station is composed of a transmitter, a pilot, and an amplifier. The radio transistor, born in 1954, has enabled to listen to radio everywhere.
The radio permits an information broadcasted more faster than with former medias like newspaper or telegraph. It allows the listeners to be informed in live when they want just by switching on the radio. During the World War II, it helped a lot the French resistance fighters by transmitting underground messages. Still in France's history, there is a famous call of the General Charles de Gaulle on June the 18th of 1940, asking French people to resist to the German invader in opposition of the Maréchal Pétain's collaborationist message.
However, one of the bad consequences of the radio's invention is that it gave a new device to the different governments to diffuse what they want, and above all, a kind of propaganda. Nowadays, there's a political dimension which appeared. In fact, as some newspapers, radios have editorial ways which depend on the owner of the radio company, and of course of his political opinion. Furthermore, there are different public radios, which are beneficiaries of largest government subventions. It explains why they won't publish or express a different opinion of the global thinking and of what the authorities want.